Today we're talking about faith versus works. By the way, are they in a competition? Do they complement one another? Let's get into this. Do you know that it says that we have been saved by grace through faith, not by works, so no one can boast? And that is a very big deal, because the moment you can do something that I can't do, you have an unfair advantage. And then next thing you know, if that pertains to areas of salvation, what if I tried but I couldn't do it now? It's survival of the fittest. Then it wouldn't be a gift, and that would show that God was not the benevolent, all-loving God of the meek and the weak and lowly to lift them up and to be their strength. It would be He's the God of strength only. And that's a Greco-Roman idea, Greek idea, right? And Roman idea, survival of the fittest, Titans, all this Greek mythology, which we know is demonic, right? It's Jesus said, human strength profiteth little, or bodily exercise profiteth little, and human strength profits you nothing, which means it's about the heart, not about your physical stature. Because remember, even the strongest men in the world that were in our culture, like that we idolize, not that we do, we shouldn't, but people do, even they later on lose their strength and they end up going to the grave. So we know that that's not the answer. Okay, now let's move forward. If it is by grace through faith, then we know that's amazing. But Abraham was commended by his works. How is that so? He was also commended by his faith. So what's the idea here is that works are a verification of your faith. See, when Abraham was justified by God because of his works, he also was justified by God because of his faith. Well, what does the work do? The work proves the faith. It proves you believe. One of them is a manifestation of the other. Now, James said, show me your faith without works, and I'll show you my faith with works. He said faith without works is dead. So it's not verses, they complement each other. It's kind of, and it's not just like pepper and salt on the table. Which table have you been to without pepper and salt in America, like a restaurant? They complement each other. But we know if you had to have one, you have to have salt, right? We're the salt of the earth. But if you have salt, what does it say? Salt cannot lose its saltiness. Otherwise, it's good for nothing. So even salt has to be accompanied with a flavor. So our faith has to be accompanied with works. They are the verification of what we do. Let me say this last thing. Do you remember when Jesus, it says he was affirmed, God confirmed his ministry by signs and wonders. He was accredited. Jesus said, even if you don't believe me, do the works. Believe me for the work's sake, for who else has been able to do these things? And so the idea is even when Jesus said to the man that was paralyzed, and he said, what's easier to say? Go and be forgiven, or take up your mat and get up and walk? He said, so you know the Son of Man has power to forgive sin. He raised the man up from his paralyzed condition, meaning that the fruit of the works validated the fruit of the faith, which validated the essence of salvation, which is given to us in Christ Jesus.